You don't have to eat ramen or live in a shoebox to save money in retirement. Here's how to cut costs without cutting your quality of life. Retirement is supposed to be the reward after decades of hard work. But for too many, it feels like a financial balancing act on a tightrope. If you're watching this, you're probably wondering, how do I actually enjoy retirement without draining my savings? In this report, we're tackling a challenge millions of retirees are quietly facing: how to enjoy life after work without watching your bank account shrink faster than your waistline after Thanksgiving. Let's be honest. Retirement should be about peace of mind, not pinching pennies. Now, you've probably heard the horror stories: people dipping into savings just to pay the light bill, canceling trips to visit grandkids, even skipping meals. But here's the truth. It doesn't have to be that way. We're diving into real, practical ways to slash your living costs while still living well. Think smarter, not cheaper. We'll look at housing, healthcare, food, entertainment, and daily expenses, all without sacrificing comfort, dignity, or the little joys that make life worth living. And stick with us, because at the end of this report, we'll share a cost-saving strategy that could literally save you thousands every year. Let's get started saving your hard-earned retirement fund. Let's start with housing, the biggest expense for most retirees, but also your biggest opportunity to save. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, seniors spend nearly 35% of their income on housing alone. That's rent or mortgage, property taxes, utilities, maintenance. For many, it's like trying to fill a leaky bucket, but there are ways to plug that leak. First up, downsizing. No, that doesn't mean moving into a shoebox. It means trading in space you no longer need for lower costs and less stress. Think about it. There are fewer rooms to clean, lower utility bills, and a smaller property tax bill. If you've got 3 empty bedrooms and a lawn you no longer want to mow, it might be time to rethink. Then there's house hacking. It's not just for 20-somethings on TikTok. If you've got a basement or spare room, you could rent it out for $700 to $1,000 a month, depending on where you live. That's real income, month after month. Or consider senior co-living. It's gaining popularity for good reasons. Imagine sharing a comfortable home with another retiree. You both save on costs and gain a built-in friend for morning coffee or evening walks. It's like Golden Girls, but with faster Wi-Fi. AARP has identified this as one of the rising trends in senior living. And finally, relocation. You don't have to move to the middle of nowhere, but shifting just outside a major metro area, say from Atlanta to Augusta or from San Diego to Palm Desert, could cut your cost of living by 20 to 40%. That's not just money saved. That's money freed up for life. Places like Greenville, South Carolina, or Knoxville, Tennessee offer affordable living with great quality of life without relegating you to the middle of nowhere. Let's talk about healthcare. It's the one thing we all need more of as we age, and yet, it's one of the biggest threats to your financial health. According to Fidelity, the average retired couple will need about $315,000 for healthcare alone. That's a scary number, but there are ways to bring it down. Medicare Advantage plans can be a game changer. Some offer vision, dental, hearing, even gym memberships, all with zero premium. But they're not one size fits all. During open enrollment, compare plans carefully. Medicare.gov is a great place to start. Next, prescription savings. Don't just fill prescriptions at your regular pharmacy without checking alternatives. Apps like GoodRx or SingleCare let you compare prices, and sometimes they beat insurance copay by 50% or more. I spoke with Ruth, a 72-year-old from Denver, who saved over $1,200 last year just by using these apps. Also, take the free stuff. Most Medicare plans include wellness visits and screenings. Preventive care is cheaper and a lot less painful than treating a major illness. Catching health issues early saves money, and more importantly, preserves your quality of life. And don't be afraid to negotiate medical bills. You heard that right. Hospitals and clinics often have hardship programs or discounts for seniors on fixed incomes, but they don't offer them up front. You have to ask. Call and ask for a discount or payment plan. Nobody wants to eat like a college student in their golden years. You don't have to survive on beans and toast. With a little planning, you can eat healthy and delicious meals on a budget. Start by planning meals. Apps like Mealime or Paprika make it easy and can help you organize your meals and shopping lists. Meal planning reduces waste and cuts down on those expensive impulse buys. You buy only what you need, avoid waste, and skip last-minute takeout, which, let's face it, adds up fast. The average household throws away about $1,600 worth of food annually. That's money literally in the trash. Buying in bulk can help too, but only smartly. Buying in bulk makes sense for some items, but not others. Staples like rice, canned goods, frozen vegetables, and household items like toilet paper are usually good bulk buys. But that giant tub of perishables? Not if you can't use it before it spoils. Also, ask about senior discounts. Many grocery chains have them, but they don't always advertise. Ask. You're not being cheap, you're being smart. A quick conversation with customer service could save you 5 to 10% on every shopping trip. And here's a big one. Cook more meals at home. The average senior spends over $3,000 a year eating out. Even if you cut that in half, that's over $1,500 saved. With better nutrition, too. That's a nice weekend getaway right there. Let's shift gears to transportation. Transportation costs can drain your budget without you even noticing. If you're retired, ask yourself, do you really need 2 cars? If one car mostly sits in the driveway, it's not transportation. It's a monthly bill with wheels. Insurance, gas, maintenance, it adds up fast. Between insurance, maintenance, and registration, that rarely used second car could be costing you $2,000, $4,000 a year to just sit there. Many cities offer senior transit programs with low-cost or even free rides to medical appointments, grocery stores, and community events. In Portland, Oregon, seniors ride public transit for just $1.25, while in Philadelphia, those over 65 ride for free. Also, check your insurance provider. Many offer low mileage or defensive driving discounts for seniors. A few phone calls could reduce your premium by 10-15% and save you a few $100 a year. Next up, utilities. Often overlooked but always present. Those monthly bills might seem fixed, but there's usually room to cut them down. Start with energy efficiency. Replace old light bulbs with LEDs. Use a programmable thermostat. Weather strip those leaky windows. Small changes can shrink your bill by 20 to 30%. An energy audit, often available free through your utility company, can show you exactly where your money is going. Water bills can be trimmed too. Low-flow shower heads and toilets can save hundreds per year with no noticeable difference in your daily routine. And here's a hidden gem. Cut the cable. Most retirees don't watch 200 channels. Services like Roku, Netflix, or YouTube TV offer more for less. And again, ask about senior discounts for internet and phone services. They exist, but you have to ask. Retirement should be fun, and fun doesn't have to mean expensive. Start with your local library. Your local library isn't just for books anymore. They offer free classes, movie nights, guest speakers, and more, all included in your tax dollars. Barbara, a 68-year-old from Chicago, told me she hasn't paid for a book in 3 years, but reads more than ever through her library's digital borrowing program. It's one of the best-kept secrets around. Then check out your local senior center. Senior centers have evolved far beyond what you might imagine. Yoga classes, painting workshops, dance nights, often free or at minimal cost. Plus, they're great places to make friends. Volunteering can be a win-win. You help others, stay active, and in some cases, like AmeriCorps seniors, even receive stipends or reimbursements. Volunteering brings triple benefits: social connection, sense of purpose, and sometimes perks. Many museums, theaters, and parks offer free admission or discounts to their volunteers. And don't forget about free community events. Farmers markets, concerts in the park, local festivals, they're everywhere. Your tax dollars already paid for many of these activities. You might as well enjoy them. All it takes is looking. Here's the foundation of it all: budgeting. Here's the truth: most people don't have a money problem, they have a planning problem. Retirement finances don't need complicated spreadsheets, but they do need a simple budget that works. Try this: the 50-30-20 rule, adapted for retirement. 50% goes to needs: housing, food, insurance. 30% is for wants: hobbies, dining out, travel. 20% should go to savings or an emergency fund. Track your spending automatically with free apps like Mint or YNAB. You need a budget. They show you exactly where your money goes, often revealing surprising patterns. Tom, a 70-year-old from Austin, discovered he was spending over $200 monthly on subscriptions he barely used. And don't forget to set a fun fund. Even $50 a month you can spend guilt-free helps you stay on track while enjoying life. Retirement shouldn't feel like punishment. But here's the challenge: most people wait too long to make these changes. They wait until the savings start to dry up, until bills get missed, until panic sets in. And by then, every decision feels reactive instead of proactive. But the truth is, you don't need to wait for a crisis. You can start today. You have more control than you think. Think about Janet and Mike, two retirees in their early 70s. They were paying for a big house, 2 cars, expensive dinners out, cable packages, and grocery bills that looked more like car payments. They weren't miserable, but they were stressed. After one honest conversation, they sold the house, moved into a 2-bedroom condo, ditched the second car, and started planning meals at home. 6 months later, they were saving over $1,800 a month. Now, they travel twice a year using money they used to spend on cable and unused subscriptions, and still have money left over to help their grandkids with college. It wasn't about sacrifice. It was about smart changes. Changes anyone can make. Downsizing doesn't mean downgrading. Budgeting doesn't mean penny pinching. And living on less doesn't mean enjoying life less. What it really means is taking control and building a retirement that fits you, not the other way around. And here's the bottom line: every dollar you save in retirement isn't just money, it's freedom. Freedom to sleep better knowing you're not burning through your retirement too quickly. Freedom to say yes to a family trip. Freedom to say yes to a weekend with the grandkids. Freedom to help with college costs. Freedom to stop worrying about the next unexpected bill. You don't need a financial advisor, a 6-figure pension, or a massive investment portfolio to live well. What you need is a plan, a bit of courage, a little creativity, and the willingness to make a change. So, let's wrap this up. Housing is your biggest expense, but also your biggest opportunity to save. Consider downsizing or co-living options that maintain your quality of life while reducing costs. Healthcare doesn't have to break the bank if you compare plans, use prescription discount tools, and take advantage of preventive care. Eating well on a budget is absolutely possible with meal planning and smart shopping strategies. Rethink your transportation and utilities. Transportation and utilities might seem like fixed costs, but there's almost always fat to trim without affecting your lifestyle. Entertainment doesn't need to be expensive. Local resources and senior programs offer quality experiences at minimal cost. And finally, budgeting is your foundation. Keep it simple, use technology to help, and always include room for enjoyment. You've worked hard your whole life. Retirement isn't about sacrifice. It's about smart choices that let you live the life you want, without the constant financial stress. The earlier you start, the more control you'll have. If you found this helpful, don't stop here. Like and subscribe to stay up with the latest retirement information. And as always, share your own money-saving tips in the comments. We can all learn from each other's experiences. And remember, retirement isn't the end of the story. It's your next great chapter. Stay informed, stay in control. We'll see you in the next report.